It starts with a man who wasn't supposed to care. Not a detective, not a journalist, just a quiet systems engineer from northern Michigan who became obsessed with a murder that no one seemed to want solved. A case that had grown cold like the body it left behind, unresolved, unspoken, and inconvenient. His name doesn't matter. It's what he uncovered that does. The victim was a woman found dead in her kitchen in 2013. The official story said it was a robbery gone wrong, a narrative stitched together with shaky evidence and silence. The husband was barely questioned. The neighbors stopped asking questions. The case file was sealed, closed, and forgotten. But not by him. He stumbled onto it by accident reading old police blotters on a slow afternoon. Something about it felt staged. The blood patterns, the surviving security footage, the autopsy inconsistencies. It felt like someone wanted it buried fast. Like someone knew exactly how to make it disappear. He couldn't let it go. He printed out every document he could find. He even traveled to the small town the woman once called home. And what he discovered there began to unravel everything. There were rumors that the husband had ties to something bigger, something organized, financed, protected. Offshore accounts. Late-night meetings. Whispers of financial fraud and political blackmail. Nothing overt enough to convict anyone, but heavy with implication. Local police, it seemed, had been advised to focus their resources elsewhere. He didn't stop. He cross-referenced bank statements, property records, even phone metadata. For nearly 2 years, he compiled it all into a dense, encrypted archive shared with no one. Not even his family knew what he was building. Until he suddenly disappeared. One morning in February, his apartment was found unlocked. Lights on. Laptop still running. But no sign of him. No struggle, no note, just a USB drive left plugged into his monitor containing only a single folder. Inside, there were 2 files. The first was a detailed timeline of the woman's murder, tying in code words, timestamps, financial movement, and naming 7 people, none of whom had ever been connected publicly. It was surgical. If accurate, it wasn't just a murder. It was a cover-up for something much larger. The second file? A video. Blurry. Grayscale. Surveillance footage from a storage unit. 3:12 a.m. His figure walks into frame. Puts down a canvas duffel bag. Retreats. Moments later, 2 other figures enter frame. They aren't police. They're suited, tactical. And then, nothing, just silence. The footage abruptly cuts. He hasn't been seen since. No body. No digital trail. But something strange happened after that. 5 of the 7 names he listed in his file? Gone. 1 relocated to Dubai. 1 died in a suspicious fire. 3 have vanished entirely, no tax documents, no passport movement. Scrubbed. And the 6th? He issued a rare public statement a week later denouncing conspiracy theorists who exploit tragedy. No one had asked him anything. The 7th? Still holds office. Still smiles for cameras. Still makes laws and votes on your rights. Some say the man is alive. That he faked his own disappearance. That he's watching the aftermath quietly, from a distance. Others believe he was silenced, vanished because he got too close. But then, why leave the files? Why leave the USB with just enough to suggest something horrifying, yet incomplete? That's the part that haunts people. Maybe he wanted us to finish what he started. Or maybe he knew we wouldn't. Maybe he knew that we'd see it, feel the unease, and scroll past. That silence is louder than confession. But this is your moment to hear what wasn't supposed to be heard. The pieces are there. The story isn't over. Follow the quiet signal. Some stories are buried on purpose.